Hello, folks. Yes,
Hello,
it is
hello,
Colin at Festa 67's workshop from eModels. Yes, folks, and also from eModels is this bloke.
This
Foxx,
one. Hello,
making guru.
Oh,
hello, mate.
hello.
How you doing?
I pinged me. I'm all right, mate. How are you, my friend? How
I
are
am
you on this
fine and dandy.
evening?
Welcome to the Wednesday Workbench Live with Festa and Foxx for our wonderful friends up at emodels.co.uk.
Your one-stop shop for all your model making needs.
There you go. So he's on form tonight,
all of
folks.
them, all your needs.
Absolutely. And we are continuing painting with the old Baneblade-kins. Now, this is my last week on this week, but I shall be working on it off air. But I want to move on to the 1/16th tank next week because I'm getting all excited about building it and it's staring at me now. So to let Foxx finish his, and then I shall come back when Foxx is near completion and we'll do some final reveals and all of that lot. So it isn't getting finally finished today. This is just its last appearance on the weekly show for a while.
I mean, I'll be doing this for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Absolutely. So this side of the screen next week is going to have an even bigger tank on it.
Oh, yes, and a bigness of armoured vehicles.
So, yeah, that's what I'm up to. Don't forget, folks, belly, bench, and a beverage. What's on the bench? What's in the belly? What is your beverage of choice? Remember, keep it all family friendly, folks, because this is an eModels stream going out on eModels' channel, so don't mention other retailers and the like. Keep it all nice, cordial, family friendly, and everything will be fine.
Yes.
Talking of the chat, let's have a quick looky-kins who we've got in the chat. Myself,
in the chat,
saying hello. The lovely, wonderful, beautiful Marcy is in with loads of hugs. Hey, Cole. She's doing errands and she'll be back soon, hopefully. Out of fear, I've put my hugs immediately in because...
He's such a groveler, aren't he?
Absolutely. Al's got a stand in tonight saying hello. So hello, Al. Hello, Mary. Graham says hi, Foxx, Colin and chat. He's also saying hello to Athol, as is Foxx. Jackie is in, says, hi, everyone. We're both watching on the bigly screen.
Hey, Jackie.
Graham says, hi, Jackie, plus Kev. Graham says, so can I get a ding for the man cave outside finished? Of course you can, mate.
Hang on. Let me get me Time Team mug. There you go.
Yeah, of course you can have a ding, mate. You're most welcome to have a ding. I'm just going to check my volume ain't on.
Shall I give him a second ding?
Yeah.
Give him a second ding while you're waiting.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better.
No, it's not on. It's just I'm picking up a slight echo. That was all. I thought the iPad the volume was on, but it's not. So I've got nothing on here. Hopefully you can't hear it in the chat. Bioshock is in. Evening, guys. Hello, Bioshock.
Hello, Bioshock. Which Bioshock? Bioshock Infinite? Bioshock 1 or 2?
Don't know.
See?
Was that a game?
It's a gaming thing, yeah.
Stefan Last is in, says good evening all. Good evening, Stefan.
Hey, Stefan.
Absolutely. There you
You'll
go.
probably come across the Bioshock games eventually, Cole.
So, how's you? How's my mum? My mum, I said. My mum, not yours. No longer yours. Mine.
Okay.
How's she doing? All right?
I'm all right, but you don't care about that.
I don't care about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't care about that. Mama Wolf is fine, thank you, and sends us hugs and a kiss.
Yeah.
And I said, how come I don't get the kiss? I just get the hugs. And she went on the top of my head. I went, okay, that'll do, I suppose.
Oh, was you feeling unloved?
I was like, I just make all your brews for you. She went, yeah, go on.
Bioshock says the original.
Ah, the original. Yeah. So yes, all well and good today. This evening I will be mostly doing more chipping. Yes, I know.
Really?
But as I've done all the highlight chips, I've done all the Screaming Skull highlights on the sand colours, and I've done all the grey colours on the grey colours. Now it's time to go back in with the third step, which is the Rhinox hide for the rust, where the paint's been removed completely and it's bare metal. So that's what I'm doing tonight.
This is the third step of 155 steps.
Yeah, it's the fourth step, actually, I suppose, isn't it? Because it's a four-step process.
Absolutely. Bioshock says the original Des O'Connor. It says hi, Fra. Yeah,
That's from.
Yeah.
Hey, Des. From
Jackie
Norway.
says belly was chicken soup, beverages coffee even. Bench is my miniature house. Jeff
Chicken
Light
soup.
is in. Hello, Cole Fox and all in chat. Hello, Jeff. Love to you.
Hello, Jeff.
And Maggie. Des says from Norway. Nice one.
Welcome from Norway.
Welcome. What am I doing
Good
tonight?
name. What are you doing tonight?
I am going round doing a bit of fettling. I'm going to do some lights, lenses, possibly purity seals,
Ooh.
and some plasma on the plasma rifles. So
Plasma.
that's what I'm up to. Fettling, fiddling. There may be a bit of rust going on. Little bit of periscope green will be going on some of these
Ooh, I like
little
periscope green.
viewing ports and things like that. So, yeah, lipstick and mascara day for her. She's had all her streaking done and rust and detritus, so I'm happy with that. She'll go back round, because the beauty of this dirty down stuff is, even though this was put on last week, I can still put a bit of water on and it will reactivate it, and then I can streak it even further.
Feather it and fettle it. And...
Absolutely. So there's a bit of that to go on. Once I'm happy, then off air, that'll then get a nice mecha matte or satin varnish. Just to seal all of that lot in, because, with handling it. And then I'll probably be breaking out the graphite pencil. I'm just going round and doing a few scrapes and scratches on some of the metal surfaces. Conveniently, you'll like this. Yeah, you're going to like this, folks.
Go on.
At least I think you will. Conveniently, I've got it currently stored in, wait for it, the Godhand tool station. Yes, folks. I got fed up with having non-storage for it. It was all just accumulating. So I've got me tools, me brushes, me drills. I've got cool little drawers with me sanders in.
Just the right size for sanders. It's like little tiny food parcels.
Yeah, you would have thought I've done the custom design on this, and on the front is all the logos for the live streams, and obviously a stock drawer with additional sanders.
Oh yeah.
The world's cutest micro drill bit.
Tiny thing.
So there'll be other drill there, and be saw and nippers, and so yes, folks, I've been 3D printing, and I kind of
Godhand tidy.
I'm kind of happy now, because I can store it all in its own little thing, and it's eModels grain. What more can I say?
To my shame, all my Godhand stuff is still in a brown cardboard box, because I've not filmed any of it yet. I've not had a chance.
Yeah,
I can't unpack it till I filmed it, and then I can start tidying it away.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, that is, of course, handy, because eModels are actually a stockist of Godhand in the UK. So.
Absolutely. So you see what we did there.
Yeah,
Graham
don't need to import
says
it from Japan anymore.
Belly for Graham McRobert is a salad. Beverage is a beer after today's work. Yes. Ding for the man cave, by the way. PJ's in, says, evening, Colin, Chipper, and everyone in the chat. I see what you did there.
Chipper, chipper, chipper.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's pull me finger out and actually start doing something.
I mean, I don't mind a bit of a do every now and then, but...
Yeah. So, let's slap that over there. Slap it over there.
So tonight I'm doing Rhine Oxide, and oh look, I'm running out of Rhine Oxide. That's probably poorly.
Oh, you ain't. See what I mean? You had one job.
I better just check I've got some more, just in case. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't mock you at all.
You would totally mock me, you mocker.
Absolutely, of course I would. What do you expect?
Let's have a look in me drawer of colours. I'm sure I've probably got more somewhere. I'm sure.
What would you expect?
I'm sure I can probably order some from eModels then in that case. I think I've got enough to be going on with tonight.
Oh, there you go.
But there will be an order going in tomorrow, obviously.
Oh, helps if you put your light on, Cole, doesn't it? Do first.
Hey, Cole.
There you go.
Put your light on.
Yeah, I've got my side lights on, but I didn't have my main bench light on. I thought I was in shadow.
I was going to make a guitar joke then, but nothing came out. So.
It ain't Marvin, yeah. Down, 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 yeah.
Oh, mine, but Rhinox hide is like one of the most used colours I've got because it's chipping. But
yeah, and if Pete's watching, incredibly large hands.
Incredibly large hands, just for pleasure. Easy.
Yeah, he's still at me with my hands.
Yeah. You need hands.
I'll see what you did. So, yeah, I'm putting down a green base, which is...
Green base.
A bit of war flesh, believe it or not, because I want a nice dull base.
Wah.
Wah.
You know what wah is, don't you?
No.
Wah is what orcs live for. They live for fighting, and for them, fighting is wah. If you have an orc wah, it's basically a massive war battle type thing where millions of orcs get together and storm. That's a wah.
See, I don't know that much about Warhammer because I'm not down the hole, mate.
Because you haven't got more orc kits than anybody else I know.
Damn it. Damn it, he remembered, folks.
You've got more orc kits than the Games Workshop warehouse in Nottingham.
Yeah, I did get carried away. Also, I got sent a load, didn't I, by Si, which was a massive moment for Festa, that was. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. But don't try and wheedle out of it. A lot of them you bought yourself.
Damn it, he remembered that as well.
I know many things. I know at least 3 things about you. You should know that by now. Oh, I have to report as well. This week I also re-glued my heavy stubber onto the turret for about the 5th time.
Oh, really? It came off again?
Yeah, well, you remember how I glued it on and then I glued it on about 3 times and then eventually I got some easy line to make it look like power cabling to actually hold it in place. Yeah, it still broke off. So now it's got more super glue than you can shake a stick at holding it on.
Did you do one of those walking away music head slaps? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I may have said a word or 2.
Oh, was it big boy words?
Well, it's every time I've done it, Every time I've done it, it was like, last time I did it, I was reaching over to grab something and it went ping. I was like, So, yes, at least it's straight now. It was a bit wonky before, so in one way it's good because I've been able to fix its wonkiness.
Nothing wrong with a bit of wonkiness, mate.
I don't mind the occasional wonk, but not, Moving on. Do.
And yeah, so how do you feel about your accidental grown-up word Monday that I creased up at because I thought, I'm sure I heard him say gentleman's sausage.
It wasn't the word I said that is in the subtitles.
Yeah.
It was a word that, for those that don't realise it or didn't really spot it, even I didn't spot it and I said it.
I was having a belly laugh during the stream. I'm like, I'm sure he's just said that.
I didn't even register the fact you were laughing. But anyway, yes, I was reading out all the little accessories that come with the enormous 1/200th battleship Yamato. And it's got multiple different kinds of boats. One of the boats is called what the Italians would call a pinace.
Yeah.
Which is Pinnace. However, when you actually say it, it sounds very different, and the subtitles that automatically come on from YouTube obviously thought I'd said something else.
Yeah.
And Colin obviously reacted instantly when I said it, but I didn't even realise,
Yeah.
I just read the words on the screen. It never twigged.
Yeah, but I am 5.5, and I may have immediately done a 5.5-year-old's snigger because it's like, it said.
It's literally like about 2 days later when somebody pointed it out in a Facebook chat. I'm like, what's this? Oh, I never even registered that, and I said it.
Our resident Carl Sagan pointed it out. Sprue and Glue's in. He's saying, please give a thumbs up, folks. Hello, David. How are you, mate? Hope you're feeling a lot better, mate, because, you had a bad bout of the migraines recently, and, just wanted to make sure you was okay.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't actually mispronouncing a word this time. It's a word that when you say it fast enough, sounds like a
it wasn't a Japanese nuclear physicist, was it, mate?
No. It just sounded like I was saying the name for a male intimate feminine area, let's say.
I've heard it called some things, mate.
I got that from an advert on the telly years ago for some ladies' product.
Yeah.
And it was like, blah, 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 intimate feminine area. I'm like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to have to say that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. What are we like?
This chipping should be a bit faster than normal because I'm doing a lot less chips now. It's just chips inside chips, so this shouldn't take me as long.
Would that be that? Oh, I don't know.
Do you not know, Cole?
This gun on the front, is it a plasma gun?
That one is a gun.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it is now. It's not. It's a. Have you still got the instructions?
They're buried right up in the box above my head, so I won't be able to.
It's not a plasma because that would be a big flat square thing.
Right. Okay. It's not them. Cool. No worries.
It's a. Oh, I can't remember what it is. It's not a Volkite cannon.
No, it's a big boomstick.
If somebody in chat can remind me what it is.
Yeah, I just didn't know whether the little grooves in the recesses there needed to be done in plasma colours, that was all.
No, the plasma's a big flat one.
So, yeah.
Big flat thing. Spring Glow says, oh, good, thanks, Colin. Just normal headaches now.
Oh, bless you. Well, like I say, it might be a bit of blood pressure or the weather. Don't forget, the change in the weather does make a difference.
Of course, if you ate a 12-pack of, Krispy Kreme donuts, that would also have a similar effect. I know from experience.
Yeah.
Don't eat a whole 12-pack of Krispy Kreme donuts. Don't be like Foxx. It doesn't do anybody any good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people can see, if I can show people what I'm doing, really. I might try and
go full screen, mate. You can,
Oh, I can. I can press buttons and everything, can't I? Hang on.
You know you want to because, you like a bit of full screen.
I can zoom in a bit. Hang on. Just to tell people what I'm doing, because I've said about it, but I haven't shown it. We won't be in focus or anything, but what I'm basically doing is, if you remember when I painted all the highlight areas, I painted some around here. What I'm now doing is going back, it doesn't really come out on camera, but painting inside those highlight chips with the dark brown colour, but leaving enough of the highlight to be like an edge. And it won't be everywhere, but on some of the chips. So you'll have like a highlight around the edge. It's like a halo around the rust. So it's as if the paint's chipped off, the bare metal's exposed, it's rusty underneath, but you've got that little sort of crisp halo of light coloured paint because it's fresh paint that's not been weathered and dirtied because it was underneath the surface. So
underneath the surface.
So that's what I'm doing anyway.
There you go.
So there you go.
Happy days.
I wish I'd mounted this turret on something to hold it because I'm not happy holding it all the time. Can I fit it on my big fat handle? Big fat handle.
You're a big fat handle.
You're made of big fat handles. I wonder, will this be an option? Will it not be an option? Am I going to fill my life with instant regret? Let's try a normal handle. Citadel painting handles will soon be in stock on eModels. They may be in stock now, I'm not sure. I do not know. That's not going to work.
John says, please read that passage from eModels show the other day. It was hilarious. What passage was that?
That's the one where I said the rude word.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think either that or it's something you read out, but it'll last long.
Play it back, mate. I can't remember what I said.
We can't read it out again because that'll be more monetisation at risk.
Yeah. Yeah, Pete will be going, yeah.
Please don't read that again. I'm chipping this bit. This is going to be silver anyway. Why am I chipping that bit? It's going to be...
I don't know, dear. Why are you chipping that bit?
I might have to get a slightly bigger brush for this. I don't know.
Why is that?
I don't need to be quite as delicate with these chips, really. Oh, I can do.
Just leaves a little dab of green in the recesses. That's all I want.
A little bit of green.
Little bit of green. I don't know what that
Happy
was.
little green.
The happy little green.
Happy little green.
Yeah.
What kind of green are you using?
Moat green on this.
Ooh, it's a nice colour.
Yeah. Little bit of moat green.
I am moot.
Yeah, moat. Yeah. Just a tinsy wincy little bit of moat green.
That was a little bit of Marvel joke there for those.
Yeah, did you notice how I never responded?
It will be a popular entertainment franchise. You wouldn't know.
I've watched Iron Man.
Have you?
Yeah.
So you're only 12 years behind. That's all right.
Yeah, I've watched the Iron Man films. I've watched Captain America.
Yeah.
Avengers.
In that case, you are forgiven.
See, you was too quick to judge me there.
You haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy, though, obviously.
Yes.
But you still think I'm joking. I don't know.
Yeah. I am Groot and Baby Groot.
Oh,
I haven't seen number 3, though.
Nah. I won't do any spoilers, but there's much more Rocket, which always makes me happy.
That's all right.
I like Rocket Raccoon.
Is he a distracting raccoon? See what I did?
I see what you did there.
Good, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Very impressed.
The excess off of there, Captain Twitchy.
Being so careful not to ping this flipping heavy stubber again.
Yeah, that's been the bane of your life on this build, isn't it? That heavy stubber.
It is on every Baneblade because it's just one of those little big dangly things that sticks up and gets in the way all the time. And there's no real easy way to attach it later because it's such a fiddly little thing to glue on.
Yeah.
That if you keep it separate and then paint it and stick it on, you're just going to ruin your paint job. So you kind of have to put it on.
Yeah.
But it's a bit like putting a landmine in a paddling pool, you know what I mean? A sea mine, a water mine, whatever you call them.
Depth charge.
Depth charge, yeah. Or some sort of floating explosive. The joke's died now, I've had to explain it. But you know what I mean.
It died to death pretty much immediately, mate.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
See, sometimes when you don't do planning, things just don't work.
John says it was your interesting facts where you couldn't pronounce the name. Tears were rolling down my face from laughing. Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, that's pretty much a regular thing for me, mate. I am going to be doing a compilation of the factoids because I've been asked by quite a few people to cobble together a factoids compilation. So I'm going to sit and do that. Ooh. Many hours of work are involved, but it's worth doing just for the gigs.
Compilazione. I think I might go for a slightly bigger red brush. Let me see what is in my arsenal. What is this brush?
What was I going to do? That's going over there.
Well, I'm not going to use a God hand brush because they're in a box over there and I don't want to have to be flapping around getting them.
Mine are in my God hand station right in front of me, mate.
Yes, very handy. I shall have to revert to a broken tone, I think.
See what I did there?
It's slightly bigger.
I'm a tart.
The tiny one there.
I know I'm a tart, but hey, I'm a happy tart.
Hey, nothing wrong being a tart when it comes to pimpage.
It's a first for me then, isn't it, pimpage? You know what I mean? I am notoriously bad.
I'd be more than happy that you're happy to pimp his stuff. I like to pimp it, pimp it.
so you can see what I'm actually doing. Very difficult to get the right angle with these Baneblades, isn't it?
Right angle. Yes, you're either filming something tiny that nobody can see because the camera's a mile away, or you're filming something massive that you can't get the camera far enough away.
Yeah. And I'm saying this knowing that I've got that massive big tank to do.
Yeah, MBT, massive big tank.
Which is going to be fun. I am excited to do that. So, been on about it for weeks, haven't I?
Yep, I'm looking forward to you building it.
Yeah.
Don't forget bench and belly, folks. What's in your bench? What's in your belly? What's your beverage of choice? Belly for me tonight was a meatball salad.
Bangers and mash and beans for me, mate. Wednesday, isn't it?
Bangers and mash and beans.
Beverage, cup of tea.
Yeah, it was me. Coffee and water. Not at the same time, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, the factoids have proved to be quite a popular little thing, haven't they, over time?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the only thing people tune in for. But then they just stick around. It wouldn't surprise me. That's the major draw.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. I still think the one that corpsed you was the Japanese nuclear physicist, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say he shares a similarity to a Japanese nuclear power station in name. Slightly similar.
Yeah, and it really went that bad, didn't it, mate?
Yeah. And it wasn't so much the mispronunciation. I just said mispronunciation. Gosh, darn it.
Didn't you? See, I'm in your head now. I'm so proud.
That's it. I quit. Oh, I just said mispronunciation.
My work is complete.
I feel so unclean.
Yeah, it feels so good, doesn't it?
I feel compelled to start saying H. Oh.
Yeah, you know you want to.
Nurse, the screens.
What with Ted dropping his H's now, it's my work's done, folks.
I'm glad I wasn't live on the internet.
Yeah, I've finally converted you to festerisms, mate.
No.
How does it feel?
It feels dirty and filthy.
Filthy, dirty.
Feels like I need to shower my entire body in bleach. I can't remember what I was going to say now.
No, you've got into a state of shock, haven't you?
Yeah, basically.
I know for well we'll go downstairs tonight and he'll tell his mum. You'll never guess what, Mum. What? Yeah. I only mispronounced mispronunciation. I'm going to remember this day. I'm going to set an alarm reminder on my phone. And this is the day that Foxx...
Are you going to... Yeah. Is this where I go outside tomorrow and find a little bench set up outside my house?
Yeah.
With the thing on it saying, in this house.
Oh, yes. One of those little blue plaques on the outside of the wall, mate.
Blue plaque. What's that secret you're keeping?
Keep in. Pardon me.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a photograph of one of the chips I've just done so people can get a better, because they'll see better if I show it on screen. I can show them my iPad screen better than...
Yeah, I'm sure they're looking forward to that.
Let me do that. Hang on. Where's my camera? There. I'll never use the camera on iPad because it's garbage, but... All right, how's that come out? Terribly. Okay, let's do it without the shakes and wobbles.
Welcome to my world.
Yes. No, unfortunately, it's because it's very zoomed in, this iPad camera, so you have to kind of, like, not...
You've turned into me tonight, haven't you? What with all this mispronouncing stuff and that, it's like, yeah.
so people can see. If I can actually show them now a bit better by zooming in.
Go full screen again, mate, so people can see it even bigger.
They can see it there. So you can see here what I'm doing is I'm kind of keeping the light coloured highlight on the outside, but the brown is in the centre to be where the paint's gone completely. So you've still got that highlight, and it's just doing inside the other chips. Not every chip. I'll leave some as they are. And then once you've got all the streaking grimes and other stuff over that, it'll really start to come together. Like down here, I'll put lots of the brown stuff down here, in here, to make big chips.
Yeah.
So it just gives you different levels of chipping. You can have either some of it's gone rusty or some of it's just the light chips because the paint's not been removed. It's a dead simple way of doing chipping. And I prefer that to the more traditional way, which is paint a line and paint a line underneath, because I don't think that looks realistic at all. Or looks less realistic.
Damn, I need to re-chip my entire tank then.
No, like some people do, they paint like a brown line and then a highlight colour.
Yeah, I was mocking you. I didn't do it that way.
But it's like I don't. That doesn't suggest any mechanical process has happened. PJ says, "You've let me down, Fox. Please go and wash your mouth out with carbolic soap." I dropped a carbolic there, didn't I? You see what I did there?
I did see what you did there. I'm so proud of you.
I managed to recover it.
That's me lens.
Lens.
Okay.
And there's one thing you learn when you do things like taking pictures on your iPad of chips. When you zoom in on paint jobs, they always look terrible. Even when they're not. Zoom in on paint chipping when it's in process and it always looks terrible, so don't panic.
What I'm doing on my little lenses is I am just doing an L shape on one edge of the lens there. And then
that looks awesome.
Start doing different colours ready to finish the lens. I've got that. I'm using Evil Stun Scarlet, and then I've got a bit of Troll Slayer to go over there, just a slightly shorter line and a slightly further over, and then a bit of yellow on the edge, and then a teensy wincy dot of white scar just in the corner.
You're doing proper Duncan lens style.
You're proud of me, aren't you?
I am. I did that on my last Baneblade, and I was like, you know what? It's actually really good.
Yeah.
And for some reason on the Baneblade, the lenses that you have on the Baneblade turrets, they're actually not too bad for that. They're just kind of, they're all recessed, so you can get away with it. I like it. So I'm proud of you, son. You're doing proper Games Workshop style lenses.
I know. See, I do listen. I do watch. I do observe, and I do take it on board.
Yeah. Proud of you, son. It's not true what they say about you.
Don't care. Don't care what they say about me, because if they're saying it about me, they're leaving someone else alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, they can say what they want if they haven't got photographic evidence.
I am listening. It's just I'm in a tongue out moment.
No, that's all right. I'm in exactly the same because I'm doing my little.
Yeah.
I don't have to do as many chips, but I have to be a little bit more careful because I have to get them inside other chips. Jeff Light says, bellying out yet, bench still empty, beverage water. None of that sounds exciting. Don't forget, folks, although we are busy painting, please do ask us questions so we've got things to talk about while we are painting. And if it's something we can't answer, then somebody else in chat will probably have a good answer for you.
Oh, yeah, the chat is where all the knowledge is, not us two pillocks.
Yeah, we don't know nothing.
I know nothing about anything and anything about nothing, and I'm happy.
Yeah. I was watching some footage today of Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide on Xbox.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it looks fantastic, but unfortunately it's a 4-player co-op horde shooter, which means you've got to play with 3 other people and you're basically fighting waves of enemies, and it's like not my thing at all.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'm just thinking, why can't somebody just make a good, decent first-person Warhammer 40,000 first-person shooter, just like that looks fantastic and just plays? So, like, make that game, but for just one person.
Exactly.
So that's what we're crying out for.
Jeff says, belly out yet. Bench is still empty and he's having some water as his beverage. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Go for it. Painting is in, says hello. I did tell you I was having a tongue out moment. Dream Builder's in. He says, hi guys, late night check-in, in bed, miss you lads.
Hello to both of you.
Yeah. I won't read the other bit out just in case because, yeah. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was going to put the edge colour on that purity seal. That's what I was doing.
Purity seals. Yeah, so I was really sad. It's a beautiful looking game. Why can't we just have a good single player first person shooter campaign for FPS, for Warhammer? Because it'd be brilliant. I mean, they've got Space Marine, which is third person, but it's not really my thing. It's like, it's a shame, really. Somebody needs to make that game.
Yeah, but would that take away from the whole tabletop experience?
No, not at all.
You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, would it?
No, no.
It's a general question because, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's basically what that game is. It's just you have to play with 3 other people on your team and you're fighting waves of enemies. It's not like you can explore and wander around and stuff. So it is a first-person shooter, but there's tons of Warhammer games out there, but most of them are like 3/4 view tactical RTS games. Like boring.
Yeah, typical mobile phone layout, and it's like, so not going to play that.
I mean, which makes sense given the source material, but at the end of the day, we still need a good, decent first-person shooter.
Yeah. Oh,
like an open world.
Question. Well, we got Mission M saying hello from Cologne in Germany. Hello, Mission M. John Christmas has got a question. This is probably right up your street, actually. He says, what is the best base paint to use for tracks when doing the rusted look?
Okay.
Here goes. Yeah, I hope you're ready now for a big ear bashing because you're going to get it.
It depends. Well, there's no real good answer because it depends what method you're going to use.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, really. I mean, the way I'm going to do mine is the way that Night Shift does his. I'm trying to learn how he does his tracks. You know, Martin Kovac over the Night Shift channel.
My mate Martin.
He does. Yeah, your mate Martin. He does them in a specific way that I'd never seen before, and I think I'm having that, which is to paint them a medium grey colour and then use either like slightly thinned down track rust washes or to use like thinned down oil paints in various shades of brown. So he would paint them something like, and I've never quite got the right colour, like something like a cross between, I'm trying to find the colours now. He might paint them something like Dawnstone, which is a sort of medium grey, or a bit darker than Dawnstone, perhaps. Not quite Mechanica Standard Grey. And I'm going off Citadel paint here, because what's what I've got in front of me? I've got Mechanica Standard Grey. Maybe something like Storm Vermin Fur, which is a not particularly dark grey. He'd paint them all grey. Then he would use washes of, in his case, he uses oil paints, like rust-coloured oil paints and ochres, and just builds them up in a few layers. And it just gives you this grey but rusty look. And I've been trying to do it, and it's actually a lot harder than he makes it look.
Yeah.
So I've not quite perfected, but I use like a track rust colour, which is from AK Interactive's track wash.
Yeah.
And it's like a enamel rusty colour, and you can thin it down. I've not quite perfected it. He makes it look really easy, and he does it for all his like rusty metals. So where you want them to look not horribly rusty, but just tarnished with rust and leached. But if you're actually just going to paint them rusty colours, where you just want to use like rust browns and stuff and paint them that way, like you've seen me and Colin do things where we take like, let me get my bluey car. Another way to do rust colours is like my bluey car with a layer of dust on it. It's dust and rust.
Yeah, PJ's now fainted.
Yeah, I've done the rust basing on the bodywork before I start doing all the bodywork colours. It's just rust. And this is just various browns and red browns and yellows, and it's stippled on over a black base. So I sprayed this black, and then I just got a rough brush and started stippling on the different brown colours, going from dark to light. So I started with like Rhinox hide, then I went into things like Towerlight ochre and XV88. Just doesn't matter what they are. If you're doing this kind of thing, it's just stippling browns and reddy browns and some yellowy browns, because it's, you know, you get orange and yellow in there as well. And I can't remember if I gave it an orange wash, like an orange shade wash with Cassandora yellow or something like that. But that's one way of doing it. It's not realistic, but it's if you're going to be putting stuff on top of it, then you get away with it. And once you've done all the weathering, but that's just that idea. But there's also millions of other ways. So if you're painting rust, just stick to your red browns, your orangey browns, your oranges and yellows. But do it over a black base coat and dry brush it if you can, or stipple it, because then you get all the black in the recesses and stuff. If you want a mildly rusty look, go for your grey and then use washes over the top. Enamel oil. I wouldn't use acrylic washes because you want them to... The reason like Night Shift use oils and I've used enamels is because you can get the wash on there and then you can twiddle with it. You can get some thinners on your brush and twiddle with it and get some areas exposed and so on, and remove colour from certain areas. If you're doing bodywork, you can do streaking. And you can't do it with acrylics. Once the acrylic's on there, it's on there. So don't use acrylics. But what I would personally say is get on YouTube and just do a search for rust painting and watch as many different people doing as many different ways of doing it and see which one tickles your fancy the most. Because there's a lot of different ways to do rust, and nobody's wrong and nobody's right. It's just there's different ways of doing it, and you'll get different effects.
More than one way.
Yeah.
It's, pretty much the same on the Bluey car.
Yeah. It's kind of impossible to say because rust takes so many different forms, and there's so many different ways to do it. You can have old rust, new rust, leached rust, lumpy rust. What I
kind of did on the mud guards on the Bluey. There's just different rusts, streaks, and all kinds of detritus.
And you can, once like Colin did there, once you've built that up, you can come back in with other colours to bring the colour back. I've done that before where that Bluey car I've got, I'm going to be dry brushing the body colour over the top, but to make it look patchy and faded, so a lot of areas will still be rust. Some places, in other ways, you can paint the body colour first and then add the rust later. There's a million different ways.
Many hours of fun we had.
Yeah, so I'd really look up what you're trying to achieve and see if other people have tried to do the same thing.
Yeah. Again, you'll know when you paint it because it's what looks right to your eye.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on the lighting in your room, all kinds of things you've got to take into consideration.
Yeah. And also, the subject of the model itself. If you're painting, I don't know, a desert vehicle, for example, like a World War II desert vehicle, if like our friend Scott, you're into IDF tanks, so they're all like sand coloured or anything like that, rust on desert vehicles is going to be a whole different kettle of fish because it's a whole different process that the rust gets onto the vehicle. So I'd really just not take anyone's initial guideline and just look around and
absolutely
steal other people's ideas. That's the whole basis of this thing.
That's all we do.
Yeah. And especially with models, the easiest thing to do is just look at videos of other people who've made that model, because that will give you some ideas as well. You'd rust a vehicle that's in a wet, swampy environment a lot differently than you would say a vehicle in a desert or in a tropical setting. And it depends on the age and everything else. So have fun with it. I would say get yourself. Yeah, make sure you've got in your stash somewhere a cheap Airfix or some horrible little kit that you're never going to do anything with, that's just going to sit there and be scowled at, and use that as a test pick for all these kind of things. Some little kit you bought from where for like £7 that's not really worth having in your stash, but it's there as a test pick. You'll find a great use for things like that. You can test all these things out. Excuse you.
You didn't hear that, did you?
I did.
Damn.
Was it? Have you got a balloon in there?
Yeah, that was puckered. That was trying to stifle it and not working.
You know what my ears are like.
Outhouse rat.
Yep.
Purveyor of many fun and squeaky noises.
My superpower is the ability to hear food. Unfortunately, it means I can hear lots of other things as well.
Yeah, millions and millions ways of doing the tricks.
Yeah. Did he say specifically in his question what it was rusted? Oh, tracks. Oh, it's rusted. Yeah, tracks. Yeah, so for tracks, I've never done a set of tracks that I've been happy with, but they're probably all fine, and they've never looked the same. I'm trying to learn. No, and I'm trying to learn the night shift. I've done the things where I paint them rusty colours just directly, and they looked all right. So I would say as well, treat yourself, either make or get some orangey washes. Like I would recommend, like the Citadel shades, like Cassandora Yellow and Fuegan Orange. They are great for taking a thing you've painted lots of brown colours, and then it just adds a glaze of orange to it.
Yes.
Either a dirty orange with Fuegan Orange is a dirty orange, or Cassandora Yellow is like a bright orange yellow colour. And that can just take your track from brown to orange brown, and it makes it work. You have to dilute it a little bit. You don't want it neat. But just don't go in with like 3 shades of brown. Use your red browns and your yellow browns and your orangey browns, because rust's all different colours. Well, any more advice from you, Cole? Would you say anything else?
No, that's pretty much what I do. I put different shades over it just to try and blend the different colours of rust. Sometimes I'll even add a little bit of talcum powder for a bit of texture.
Yep.
So that then as you put the shade over it, it absorbs into the talcum powder and just gives you a little bit of a pigment effect.
Gives it some depth as well.
Yeah, it's just little things that you pick up over time. But no, definitely the whole rusting process, a bit like on the Bluey cars, what you've done with the different colours like XV88, Rhinox Hide, Tau Ochre, that sort of thing. Bit of raw umber. There's a lot, bit of raw umber. And that's pretty much it, really. On this, I've used a bit of Dirty Down Rust just to try something different, just to go some streaking and that. So there's loads of ways of doing it. I'm still to fully do my tracks. I started them and then realised, actually, I want to get the whole top part of the model done and matte coated. And then I can spin it upside down and spend a lot more time on the tracks. So I should be doing them off air, but filming them. So
excuse me. I'll be doing mine with a light grey coat and then the washes, I think. But I might be. Oh, spilled my water. I'll be on this one. I'll be trying a lighter colour than I've used before, because I've still not found the perfect grey for me to do my completely stolen from night shift method.
Yeah.
So I'll be trying some, maybe whatever that one I said it was. Maybe some Skaven Blight Dinge. I don't might be.
Skaven Blight Dinge. We've used the Fang, a bit of Thunderhawk Blue, that sort of thing. But we also painted different coloured tracks. So some looked as if they was newer than others. So
yeah, like some bits of it. You like say you paint your whole track like a medium or light grey. Paint some of the track units like a grey blue or a white, because then when you put the washes over the top, it's bringing the contrast. Yeah. I say I've not perfected it yet though, so it's make sure you watch lots of stuff from Night Shift. You see how he does it. He's a genius. The one thing I'll say about tracks, Sal, and again I haven't perfected this, is the trick to making a track work, I think, is understanding how tracks actually work.
Yeah, the mechanics of
real life. Yeah, so don't just paint everything on the track rusty colour, because if you look at a real tank, for a start, sometimes tanks have rubber parts on the tracks, so keep that in mind. Some of your track might actually be greys or blacks because they're rubber shoes.
You're a rubber
They call
part.
them shoes. They're called shoes. The road rubber bits.
Pads.
Pads. That's the one. They don't have them on the Baneblade, but the other thing is, of course, tracks are always in motion. So if you look at a photograph of a real world tank, and obviously at the moment that's something you can easily do right now.
Yeah.
Even if you look at like a picture of, say, a random example, a modern day Leopard A2 Leopard tank, that's not done any combat yet, and it's got a government minister standing next to it, let's just leave it at that, their tracks are rusty because they rust easily. So, but they're not completely rusty. The bit where the wheel runs over the track is always bright, clean and shiny.
Yeah.
So I can't really show on a Baneblade because there's no space, but if this was a regular tank, then where you've got, you can't really see, but the bit between the wheels that is under where the wheel would be.
Do you want to go full screen again?
No, you can't see it anyway. You can't really see it. But the bit between the wheels that's within where the wheel would be in contact with the track, that strip of the track, so if you've got a piece of track here, it'd be the middle strip, would actually be shiny bare metal. Because either you've got a metal wheel or a rubber tyre on the wheel constantly rubbing against that part of the track and cleaning it.
Yeah.
So typically when you paint a tank, you don't really put, unless it's literally going through the mud all the time, and that's how you painted it, if it's on the road, it's got that bit clean. And similarly, areas that will contact the road, like if it's got the bit of the track that sticks up, I can't remember the name of, I think it begins with G, the bits that stick up, like the tread parts, they tend to be polished as well because they're constantly in contact.
Yeah, it's where the wheels are rolling over them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Baneblades are a pain for that because it's 99% raised surface, so there's no way to easily do a Baneblade track without it just looking silver. But for normal tank tracks, you've got to keep in mind where is it rubbing, and those bits will be shiny, and then you can either use silvers, or that's where you can use your graphite and stuff to make that kind of clean steel look. But yeah, just have a look at modern tanks before they've even seen combat. They're all straight from the factory. They've got rusty tracks.
Des O'Connor says, how do you stop frosted with flat clear? I tend to dip rather than spray, mate. Any canopies get dipped in clear.
If he's using flat clear, he's doing matte varnish, isn't he? So
yeah.
But yeah, if it's a gloss, if you're doing clear bits, dip them. If it's a matte varnish, you have to shake the living crap out of it for a start. And also, you have to, if you're airbrushing it or rattle canning it, don't sit there going psh on one area. Because that frosty stuff is the matting agent. And if you haven't shaken up the bottle or the can enough, if you've got like a rattle can, you just spray straight from the can. You've got half a can of matting agent underneath which is your gloss varnish, because matte varnish is gloss varnish with matting agent in it.
Yeah.
So shake the living bejesus out of it. And if it's a bit cold, just let it sit in a bowl of fairly warm water for 5 or 10 minutes just to warm up the contents. Helps it mix as well. Just means you're going either too heavy in one spot, or there's damp in the air, or you've not shaken it properly.
Especially if you're outside in a shed, you need to look at your environment. If it's a chilly night, cold, and that, you are going to have issues.
Yeah.
So,
if it's like if you're in a high humidity area or high damp area, then it's going to be the damp that's causing it. If it's airbrush, it could be you've not mixed it. It could be there's water in your system somewhere.
Absolutely.
I've found in my time that some matte varnishes are very prone to that.
Yes.
The Ammo by Mig Lucky varnishes, I never got on with them.
Oh no.
Because they were giving me this frosty finish, and I was going gently with them.
Yeah.
Try and build up your matte varnish in mist coats. Do a very light mist coat, give it a minute, and then let it dry. Do another mist coat, build it up slowly. Don't try and do everything all at once. Getting proper modelling questions today, aren't we?
I know. Scary, isn't it, eh?
Yeah. What would you say are your areas of expertise, or areas that you are happy to advise people about? What would you say you're confident in that you could say, I can help people with that?
Oh, God, blimey. Nothing, really. All joking aside, scratching I like doing, obviously getting the saw out, different techniques like that. Decals, custom decals, 3D printing, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I've got me little niches, so to speak. But
yeah.
I certainly wouldn't class myself as an expert because, you know, my philosophy, there's always someone out there that knows more.
Yeah, but it's things that you'll be comfortable saying, I do it this way.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
here's how I do it and it works for me.
Yeah, chip in, that sort of thing. You know, it's what works for me. I normally say it, well, it works for me. Give it a try, adapt it to suit yourself, and persevere. That's all I tend to say to people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about anything, but I'll say what I know, and you know, if it's useful, it's great. If it's not,
yeah.
Because even though I might not know something specifically, it might be something that somebody didn't know before.
Yeah, I try to sort of do it in such a way where it comes over as you're not necessarily saying I'm better than you, blah, blah, blah. It's just, this is what I do. It works for me. Give it a go. And then obviously as you progress, you can improve, adapt on it to suit yourself. And that normally gives folks the confidence to go and have a go. And that's what it's all about in this hobby, is we're just trying to give people the confidence that they can actually do what we're doing, because, you know, there's so many professional or quality builders out there, and we've all got our own little techniques and ways of doing things. And this is what keeps me stimulated, because I always am learning fresh new ways of doing things. So, yeah.
And there's no right or wrong. At the end of the day,
no.
At some point, somebody had to come up with all the ways we look at doing things, like, here's how you do this, here's how you do that. At some point, somebody had to come up with those.
Yes.
And it's going forward, somebody will come up with lots of new ways to do things that nobody ever thought of before. So there's no right or wrong.
No, that's right.
And it's the thing about me and Colin, and, you know, others as well. There are channels out there that... There are people out there that would only say, here's how I do things, and here's what I do. But you'll notice that me and Colin are always happy to, you know, name drop other people, other creatives and YouTubers, because, like with the tracks thing, I'm quite happy to say, I'm learning how to do it this specific way, and this is how I'm doing it, but I've totally taken this idea from, say, in this case, Martin Kovac. Go and check out his stuff, because he knows it much better than me, and I'm happy to do that. I'm no big I am. Me and Colin will say, if we do something we're happy with, we'll say, this is how I do it.
Oh yeah, you know, I shout out a lot of channels because I've gone on there, I've learnt something new, and I think, well, the viewers are going to be interested in that. So let's say where I learnt it from. Let's give them a shout out, and yeah, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I've no interest in making it out like I know what I'm doing, or that I'm the person that invented anything, or that I mean, if I'm really confident about technique and I'm happy with it, then I'll just say, here's how I do it. But if I'm like, I'm still learning it, then I'll refer them to where I've learnt it from.
Oh, yeah.
I have no...
it's like I often say, that's the beauty of this hobby. You're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not a person that's going to sit there and go, I'm a phantom of knowledge and I'm an expert, because I'm not.
No.
It's how I do it. It works for me. And if you can learn from it, have at it. And then as your skills improve, watch other people as well. You know, look at the whole educating Festa stuff. You know, I wanted to learn as many different techniques getting into Warhammer as possible. You know, and I badgered you, I've badgered other people, and picked up tips and tricks, and
watch all the YouTubes.
Watch all the YouTubes, and you learn by doing.
I mean, I suppose there might eventually be things where you or I are confident enough in what we're doing that we'll be like, yep, I'm pretty sure I've got this nailed down, and I'll show you how I do it. I'll still be like, I don't think I'm the best, but I'm pretty sure I've nailed it down and I know what I'm doing.
Am I ever going to win a golden demon? No, because I don't think I'm good enough, but two, I don't particularly want to either. I want to build just to enjoy it and learn as I'm going. But yeah, you know, if I can impart I mean, I could put bung knees on a table and play the game. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah. But the one person you never want to ask for advice is the person that says, I know everything and I'm the best there is, because
you get folks like that. And, you know, their way is the only way to do it because they're a God-given expert. And I'm like,
and the reality is that person probably doesn't actually know how to do half the things. And when they do anything, it's kind of a half-butt job anyway.
It puts the viewer off, doesn't it?
Yeah. But those kind of people are not open to learning new things because they think they're the best. So therefore, you're not going to learn anything new from them. So
no.
If anybody ever says, I know this and I'm the best, then just don't listen to them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but...
you get that in any kind of artistic...
Of course you do. Of course you do. It's just how it is, isn't it?
But never be afraid to ask, though, because that's the whole point.
There's not a silly question to ask. There really isn't. Nope. And that's the thing I find with this hobby, is people are frightened or put off asking a question because they have gone on to someone else's stream, asked a question and been laughed at.
Yep.
And that, to me, isn't helping people.
No, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, you know, no question is a silly question. And, yeah, you can't do that to people.
Yeah. The other thing that amuses me as well, or annoys me, is when you do something and somebody says, oh, you've just stolen that from this other guy. And it's like, yeah, welcome to how that's actually how art works for like the last 5,000 years. Unless you completely make something up whole cloth and come up with an idea, you're just taking ideas from other people and using their techniques. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
There's no stealing techniques when it comes to art.
Dominic Sin says, good evening. I won't stay long. I'm going to sleep soon. Yes, you're an hour ahead, mate. Not a problem, mate.
I'm still watching NCIS, by the way, Cole.
You're getting on with it.
Season 1, episode 15 or 16, I think.
Oh, so proud of you.
All very good. I've just got to the episode where the bloke from Lost has turned up.
Oh, right, yeah.
His former, officer that he used to know.
Yeah.
John Locke from Lost.
Yeah, oh, proud of you, mate.
I'm enjoying it. It's good. I've got 19 and a half more seasons to go, so I'm more than happy that that's my dinner time television viewing for the next year.
It's a good show. Gibbs is a legend.
Mm-hmm. I can't quite decide if I worked under Gibbs, if Gibbs was my boss, if he'd be a great boss, or the kind of boss that you dreaded working with because he can be such a git.
I worked with a boss like that where you could give him your best one-liner and you got nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it was all about the job, you know, and that's how some bosses are, isn't it?
Yeah, because sometimes he's quite good and sometimes he's just a complete butt. It's he's like, oh God, I wouldn't like to work for him.
Yeah.
He oscillates between nightmare boss.
Yeah, but that keeps them on their toes, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I still can't remember the woman's name. It's Donoso. Tony Donoso. Gibbs is not Joshua. Don't tell me. Not Fergus. Not Joseph. Josiah. Not Josiah. Osbert. Twinkle Toes. Whatever his name. Anyway, it's Gibbs.
Jethro.
Jethro, that's it. I can't remember Abby's first name.
Yeah. Abby Suter.
Abby Suter. I mean surname, sorry, not first name. But I still can't remember the female agent's name. I'm
trying to remember her name.
She's great, but I just can't remember her character's name.
Yeah.
Her and Tony together is quite a good.
Oh, it's a great mix. Double act. You will find this as time goes on. The characters. It's very DS9 the way people bond and the characters play off each other. It's really well done.
I think this is one of the reasons why I instantly took to it, because unlike a lot of TV series where the first season all the actors are getting to know each other and they're a bit rubbish, with these guys, it's like they'd already filmed the season before the first season, so they all had the repartee and everything, the relationship.
Oh yeah, they started off as sprinters, haven't they? It's just like
they've started off like halfway through a season. It's like, well, have these guys worked together before?
Yeah, it is really well done. If you haven't watched it, you got to watch it.
The weird thing is, though, like the first 10 episodes, they seem to last about 5 minutes. They go, right, we've got this thing, there's a body, let's do this, right, done, bye. I'm like, well, this is a bit rubbish. But then after about the 10 episodes, you sit there and it's a proper good viewing experience. It feels like a good 45, 50-minute episode.
See, so Festa did good recommending this to you. I kept on at him.
I don't think it was you that recommended it this time.
Oh, shut up then.
It was somebody else, I think. Oh, where did it? Was it in chat?
I can remember saying it on the Frolic, yeah.
Yeah, you've said it in the past, but whoever it was recently said it. Just go and watch it. Okay, I'll go and do it. I'm just going to blow my nose 1 second. So I think it was you suggesting it over a long time, and then somebody else gave the final push. Plus, I'd just finished watching Supernatural, so I was desperate.
There you go.
I was desperate for my fix, because I have to watch something while I'm eating my dinner.
There you go. A bit of Agrax on there. Just to knock that back. I'm just putting a little bit of Agrax on a few bits of the guns.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I'm not even painting my details yet.
Dirtying it up a bit in places.
I heard you like dirtying things up in places.
Absolutely. And I've got all of this to do on the big 16th scale tank, folks. Yeah.
But scaled up, of course, in a much bigliness.
Yeah. And I shall be starting the tracks first on that.
Can you imagine that? Are they metal tracks on that kit?
Plastic.
Oh, the plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done anything on that kind of that size, but I can imagine like you'd have a lot more freedom to do very detailed chipping and stuff.
Yeah.
Because even if you do the same size chips that we're doing now, it's on a smaller scale model, so it's like it'd look even. You could spend a week just doing the. Oh God, don't even get me started.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm doing a lot of the chipping off air.
Yeah.
Because the viewers will lose the will to live, mate.
I think basically the only thing I know how to do is chipping. And that's because I do it all the time.
Yeah, but you like a bit of chipping.
I do like a bit of chipping. Chipping. Chipping all the paint away.
I see what you did there.
Yes. When I first got back into the hobby, and I first started doing chipping, because I never did it when I was younger, I did the classic Industrial Light and Magic method, which is paint your base coat, and then that doesn't get chipped necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And then you paint a stripe, for example, but you mask off the stripe and use your masking fluid to make paint chips. Then you paint your stripe colour over it, take the tape off and the masking fluid, and you've got a stripe with chips in it that shows the colour underneath. Yeah. And you very rarely have the colour underneath chipped much. That's how I used to do it, very Star Warsy. And it's quite a simple way of doing chipping. It looks, like on the Millennium Falcon. There's not that much chipping on the Millennium Falcon's hull colour. It's mostly in all the coloured panels, and you see the hull colour underneath.
Caitlin Todd was the character.
Caitlin Todd, that's the name I'd had no memory of at all. I don't know why, just her name doesn't stick.
Yeah, it doesn't. But,
I mean, I have to struggle to remember Denosos, because Denoso just sounds like it's pronounced wrong.
Yeah, Tony Denoso, classic character. Mm-hmm. Legend. Right.
I done a little bit last night where they've got Chinese food, and he's like, I can't use chopsticks, just give me a fork. And so, just as he's going out with Gibbs, he grabs her box of Chinese and just eats all the shrimps from it. Nom, gives it her back. I'm like, he's my spirit animal.
Yeah, he's good. I like Denoso. Yeah. Legend of Denoso.
Mm-hmm. Quite a simple character in a way. You could just describe him as he washes his shirts when they go stinky. That's Denoso.
Oh, he's a properly well thought out character is Mr. Denoso.
But I am enjoying it, NCIS, and the fact I've got 19 and a half more seasons to go. Yeah. I didn't enjoy it. They did do the thing that always makes me want to just scream at the TV thing.
Yeah.
They did the classic, let's have a character playing a video game, except this isn't how video games work.
Oh, right, yeah.
They had one story where some of the characters were in an RPG and online, an MMORPG.
Yeah.
And they make the fact that they specifically call it out as an MMORPG, like World of Warcraft type stuff.
Yeah.
Because Gibbs doesn't know what that is. And yet they show at one point Abby playing this game, and it's like, it's like that Bones episode. That's not how video games work. Clearly whoever did this has never played a video game before, ever.
Nothing to do with me. Wasn't me.
It was a bit cringy. It was just cringe. It was like, it's almost as bad as having somebody who's not Irish or Australian play an Irish or Australian character. Just don't ever do that. American TV programs. Stop doing that. Never forgive Voyager for that.
Yeah, it's got a lot to answer for in places, hasn't it, Voyager?
Mm-hmm. But no, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it muchly. So thank you to you and whoever else it was that mentioned it. It's quite good now.
Yeah. Yeah, carry on.
I was going to say it's quite good now. I've got Disney Plus, and it's like I've got Bones, Castle, NCIS, Supernatural. Oh, no, Supernatural's on Amazon. Oh well. And all the Marvel stuff. It's like there's tons of stuff to watch.
Well, my Virgin Media TiVo's got Stargate Atlantis and SG-1 on it.
Ooh.
You know what I'm going to be watching from start to finish.
Yeah. Well,
finally, he says, finally.
I mean, hopefully that will just come to Amazon Prime, because then I'll be able to watch all that for free. I've got it on disc, but I really can't be bothered getting the discs out and watching 480p.
It's free on my Virgin TiVo box, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I've not got Virgin.
Oh, sorry, I thought you did.
No. Mama Wolf's got a Virgin box downstairs, but it's the freebie package. I don't watch TV, so. But yeah, it's like I could get those discs out and watch them, but really playing a 480p DVD.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather watch it online in nice bigliness.
Bigly HD, super, yeah.
Yep, and seeing as Amazon now own MGM,
yes.
I'd like them to maybe get the back catalogue sorted out. Thank you. Also, more Stargate, please. Make more.
Yeah, wasn't there supposed to be more being made? Or was they going to remaster the existing ones?
There's been plans afoot for a while. The guy that wrote a lot of it said he had stuff ready to roll.
Yeah.
That was before MGM got sold. He had a script ready to roll.
Yeah.
But then MGM went bankrupt and got sold. So, but there's always rumours about that. There were rumours, following on from a video you sent me yesterday, there were rumours of a new Airwolf being made.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years. Now that would be good.
Blue Thunder reboot.
No, nobody wants that.
Here we go. This is how it starts.
Colin sent me a video yesterday, and it was this little half-hour video by a guy. It was like basically an explainer of what Airwolf was.
Yeah.
And why it ended and stuff like that. And it was funny. Airwolf has a very special place in my heart, because I was like a young kid at the time when it was on. It was Saturday morning TV, which in the UK means something very different to in the US. To the US, it means like cartoons and stuff. In the UK, it means wrestling. and Airwolf and A-Team. So I watched this video, and I was watching through it, and it's like, say, it broke down the entire pilot episode, and then went through all the changes that went through in the 3 seasons. And I'm thinking, first of all, I don't remember it being just three seasons plus one really crappy one added on the end. I don't remember that at all. And also, I don't remember any of this story that you're telling me about the pilot. And also, I suddenly realised I don't remember anything about Airwolf other than it was awesome and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't remember any of this. And watching it back, it's like, this is all so cheesy and terrible.
That's the thing. You remember these shows thinking they were brilliant, and then you catch an episode and you think, yeah. I had it recently with Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched a couple back, and it's so of its time. And it was like, okay, yeah.
I was
As
quite
a
pleased
kid,
that,
it seemed all action, all bigly and that, but...
Yeah. I mean, I was quite amused that, like, Hill Street Blues has aged perfectly and you can still watch it now and it's absolutely fine.
It's timeless.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I was like, I don't remember any of this stuff in Airwolf. And I don't remember the fourth season being a completely different cast. I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you probably could remake it now.
I
But
think the
question is, of
story
course,
would still work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd have to tweak it a little bit, but you couldn't quite be so 1980s gung-ho. But I think it would still work. The thing for me is, like, what helicopter would you use? Because that Bell 222B...
probably an Apache or something like that, a modern Apache.
I don't know, though, because I think the beauty of Airwolf was it was sleek and stylish, and it was just a Bell 222B, but it looked... I think if you used a military helicopter, it would just look like a military helicopter, I think.
Kind of looked like a businessman's helicopter, but hey,
Yeah, but it had this, I don't know, it had some sleekness about it. It was like a killer whale in the sky.
You're not going to get me to say anything remotely good about Airwolf because, yeah, this is our rivalry, isn't it?
Yeah, well, H always said you were an empty withered husk.
Absolutely.
I can hear it in my head. That noise.
Yeah, I just don't know why, it was just, yeah. Didn't float me boat, don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, I always mock Blue Thunder, but I'm sure it wasn't actually that bad. I just preferred Airwolf. I just like going a bit over the top
the
of the audio
film was
about
awful with Roy Scheider. It was,
Yeah.
The TV series with Tarantino was watchable at the time. Probably watch it back now and I'd go, oh my God. But
Yeah.
One of
The
them,
only thing I remember from Blue Thunder is Whisper Mode.
yeah, Whisper Mode.
But
Which
I did
why
look at...
I'm thinking Apache because that's got a bit of a stealth mode, isn't it?
Yeah, but it just
Retro
looked like
saying hello, by the way. Hello, Retro.
Hello, Retro. I think starting it with a military helicopter would, for Airwolf, I mean, for Blue Thunder, that would be fine because it looked like a military helicopter.
Yeah.
Whereas Airwolf was like I don't know, it obviously to people who know it was just a Bell 222B civilian helicopter, but to kids, it was this sleek, stylish. Whoa! I mean, I was like 25 before I realised it was just a normal helicopter, some bits strapped on. When I was a kid, I thought it was this amazing thing. So I think it'd have to be something. Airwolf would need to be something stylish. Because it wasn't all bristling guns, it was all sleek and like...
yeah, it was very stealth, wasn't it, almost?
Yeah, but the thing about Airwolf, and it never actually twigged as a kid, but when I was reading back about it, it's the whole point of Airwolf was it was a wolf in sheep's clothing. So it didn't look like a military aircraft. It's like, now I get, that makes... I didn't realize, I was too stupid as a child.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's why it looked like a not military aircraft.
Yeah, it's so that people didn't see it. Whereas Blue Thunder, the whole premise was that it was a bit like Thunderbirds. You knew you was getting an attack copter that was full of all the latest bits and tricks, whereas Airwolf could be used to stealthily trick people because they didn't quite know that it had all the features. A bit like a Bond car.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like for the CIA, wasn't it? Kind of like stealthy, kind of going in and people wouldn't realise you're spying on them because it's just a normal businessman's helicopter. But no, look! It's got a man with a cello. Hey! So, yeah, I think Airwolf could be remade. But I think, like a lot of things, it will probably be remade as something bland. Because the problem we've got nowadays is that these kind of programs, when they remake them, everything has to be explained really obviously all the time. It's like, can you not just leave some things for the viewers to figure out? That'd be like how it used to be.
Yeah, they don't seem to do that. They seem to almost think that the viewers are stupid, and that's what puts people off.
I always hate it when you're watching a program or something, or a movie, and you've got two characters who know each other and they know exactly what the situation happened, but they say, explain it to me again, just remind me again. It's like, oh God, don't do that for the viewer. Exposition, no. I hate that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bobbins. He said if they're remaking Airwolf, they'd need to make it better than the MacGyver remake. Yeah, I heard that was a bit lame.
I watched a couple of those. It was like...
was it really that bad?
For something made after 2010, I think it was very early 2000s. It wasn't very good. It was not very good. It was most rubbish. Whereas I watched the new Quantum Leap, and it's like, I'm on with this. I'm up with this. It's a completely different style and feel to the original, but you know what? It's got a good ensemble cast, and I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm looking forward to season 2.
You awkward silence.
Yeah, I know. Colin doesn't know what Quantum Leap is. Oh boy. So yeah, I quite like the new Quantum Leap. You have to. I went in with an open mind, knowing it wasn't going to be the same as the original, and that's the thing is you kind of want to make the remakes different, but not so different that it's just because that would be pants. That would be rubbish. Not want to do that. No.
I am useless, and when you think of it.
Khajiit has many DVDs for you to watch if you have the coin. do 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 do. Nice bit. If you remember there, I kind of messed up my decal. I now put a big rusty chip on there.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
It's a bit uniform though. I might have to add some more sandy coloured chips around the edge of it because it's a bit.
Hey mate, nothing wrong with a slightly moody decal, mate. We've all done it.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this brown patch is coming out more like a shape than a random rust patch. So I need to do something about that. I need to tweak it around a bit.
You need a wee bit of that. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that.
Scratch in there like that.
You a bit of in?
Have you a bit?
Got that over there. So
I might do. Let's take some Screaming Skull. Little bit of Screaming Skull. Because you want paint chips to look random, but sometimes they come out looking not very random, and you just have to tweak a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of gas, you see.
Nothing wrong with a bit of tweakage, mate.
Yeah. Well, unless you got the Asbo.
Yeah.
Unless you got that order on again. So what I might do around here is paint around the edge a little bit to brighten it. Just add a few more bits and spats of light coloured. Because rust wouldn't just be a big chunk, it would be little bits all joining up. So
exactly.
Let's just break this up a little bit. It's quite difficult over white decals and a light colour because that's when you start to get tricky patterns and it looks less random.
So what you guys in the chat got lined up for the rest of the week then? What are your plans?
Tell me your plans.
Have you purchased anything new this week that we need to be told all of the details about?
Is it safe?
Yeah. Because we do like to know, because we are nosy.
Mm-hmm. By nosy, we mean don't get out.
Yeah, we need to know all of the things that you've bought.
Yeah.
All of them.
$20. I I singing to myself while I'm chipping? I am, aren't I? I'm
You
singing
are,
to myself.
yeah. I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, you are.
Am I singing the chipping song?
Yeah, it's quite endearing.
Chip, chip, chip.
Yeah, we do
Endearing
need to
or
get out
concerning,
more.
one of the two.
Yeah, if there's a knock at your door, it's not Amazon, just saying.
That's the one thing I like about Amazon. Since the world caught fire a couple of years ago, they no longer bother ringing the bell now. They just dump the stuff in the porch and go. And I'm like, yep, I can happily do that because I don't have to jump out of bed at 7:30 in the morning anymore.
Yeah.
That is one advantage.
Yeah, they're getting better at that, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't require your presence. I'm not made on this paint yet.
Really? Why is that?
This rust, I don't know. It looks too much like a shape. I've kind of screwed the pooch a bit. I might have to tweak it around a little bit.
Can you conceal it a bit?
Yeah, I'm going to try and break it up a little bit with the...
Yeah. Perhaps a few islands or something like that.
We are island. Oh, God, I'm singing Kate Bush, aren't I?
You are.
Yeah.
I know. I really am worried about you now. I think you
should be.
You need to get out more. Mind you, though, the public need to be notified when you're out and about because
it's expensive to protect the public from me. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think I'll let that dry for a little bit. I'm just trying to break it up a little bit. And once it's got some other stuff on there, I'm hoping it will just kind of hide a lot of those sins. Hoping.
That's all we're trying to do. If in doubt, if you make a boo-boo, this is where weathering comes in really handy.
Yep.
If you make a Bob Ross style happy accident, put a chip over it.
Yep. And if it all goes completely wrong, Dettol it. And if it goes really, really wrong,
right.
Flames.
Yeah.
Burn it.
Oh, yeah. I've Dettoled quite a few builds in time.
Yep.
You know, it's like, yeah, not happy with that. Out with a Dettol.
At the end of the day, don't be afraid if it goes really wrong, just to throw it out. If it's beyond hope, just...
I've never thrown the kit out, mate. What was recovered?
No, well, I didn't throw it out when I did it, but my first ever U-boat that I did, my big U-boat, I thought it was the bee's knees. After I'd done my second one about 2 years later, I'm like, well, that first one was real garbage, so I just snapped it in half and put it in the bin. It was terrible. It was like, I can't even bear to look at that.
I've never done it, mate.
No, it was terrible.
Don't get me wrong, it's come close, but...
Have you ever had a kit that you didn't even bother starting and just threw it out?
No.
I did. With that Airfix. £7 it cost me.
Yeah.
£7, Junkers 52.
Oh, right, yeah.
Anti-U it was, and one of my favourite World War II aircraft. And I opened the pack, and it was the silver plastic, which is fine. But it was like, oh, look, here's the canopy with no details on it, and it's fogged and just scratched to have greebles. It was like one of the really old prints.
Yeah.
And it was like £7. And I'm like, you know what? There's no way to even recover that canopy. It was the frame was so indistinct, you'd have to a miracle to find it. And
it's something I've
it was
never
like,
done.
It was like, imagine, it's like somebody gone over the clear pot with sandpaper. It was like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
So I just put it in the bin. Kept a few bits for greebles. I thought, I don't even want to...
that inner thing where I won't let the kit beat me.
Yeah. Well, I thought to myself, I could keep it as a test pig, but I can't even bring myself to build it for that.
Yeah.
So I just put it in the bin. Only time I've ever done that.
No, I've got a couple of shelf queens where I lost interest in the build, but...
Stomp it.
Yeah, they're up there. You know, and I'll go back to them, but it's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Which, like we've always said, if you start flagging on a build, stop and go and do something else.
Yeah.
Don't keep forcing it because you're just doing a bad job and hating it.
And you'll only kick yourself when that happens. So.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a couple of shelf queens that have been on pause for many years. I'll carry on with them. I'll suddenly get the mojo back, or I'll just get fed up with seeing them not finished and go, oh, I'm going to just get on with it and suck it up. But
be like, you know what, I need to move this thing now because
yeah. What's the longest shelf queen you've got?
What, that's not been finished?
Yeah, where it's been sat and sat and sat.
I would say. Oh boy, probably. I do have my Star Trek Mackie Raider that I built and started doing a little bit of custom work on it, and then stopped. And that was about 6 years ago. I don't even know where it is now.
Yeah, I've got a Voyager that's 6 years and a Nimitz that's 7.
Yep. I did start building a Colonial Viper in about 1987 that I never finished, and that's still in the loft somewhere.
And they're there. I mean, I'm looking at the Nimitz now. It's still in primer. I'll get round to finishing them.
Yep.
But it's like anything. If you're not quite feeling the build, walk away.
Yeah. It's perfectly normal. A lot of people don't realise this, but it's perfectly normal behaviour to see a kit, get the fizz in your pants and get all excited and think, I want to build that. This is my life. I need to build this. Get it home, start building it, and then partway through the process think, it just goes. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just step away, put it to one side. We've all done it. It happens to all of us.
Oh,
it's like me with Starfield. I've been waiting for that game for 10 years. Got the game, played it for a few days, and not played it after about 2 weeks. Because it just went, And it's completely normal. It's either because something else more excellent comes along and you get distracted, or you just think, you know what?
Yeah, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. It's that simple, isn't it?
Sometimes your brain creates more hype than you need.
And that's the thing. You start overthinking the build then, and that's
When I started that Mackie Raider, because I built one before as a kid, I got the Mackie Raider, and I was like, I was trying to figure out a way to get rid of the big like seams down some of the central parts, and I thought, hang on a minute, this little strip here is exactly as wide as a cable tie.
Yeah.
So if I get a cable tie and I snip the ends off, it's just a strip with it's like a radiator grill.
Yeah.
With that kind of ribbing. I could just glue that on that and it'd look like some kind of grill. That'd be brilliant. I stuck them on. I'm like, this is brilliant. I'm a genius. And then I put it in a box and never got back around to it.
Steve is in the chat saying, hi, hello, Steve. How you doing, mate? Yeah, it's surprising some of the non-modelling things that we apply to our kits, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't do it that much, but I have still got that pack of cable ties that I got specifically for my Mackie Raider.
Oh, fair play. Yeah, that.
What's your oldest kit that you got and then never got round to making ever, and it's still never even been touched?
Oh, God.
Like, you know, you're all egged for it, and then you get it, and then for whatever reason, it never happens.
I'm trying to think what it is, because I did have one that I hadn't built. It was the Eurofighter Typhoon. And I'd had that a lot of years. Before that, it was the Barry Sheen bike that I bought in the early 80s.
Yep.
My oldest kit, other than that, is probably the fire engine that I bought many years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I keep meaning to get round to building it, and something always jumps the queue, and I will do it because I want to put the Nino lights and all of that lot in it. And
the Nino lights.
Yeah, and it's one of them, you know. I will get round to it. But just haven't. It's not that I don't want to build it. It's just I haven't found the time yet.
Yeah, I think my oldest kit is probably a Voyage Home, a 1980, whatever year the film came out, 1984 or 6 Voyage Home Enterprise A.
Oh, right, yeah.
Big old thing it is. Massive.
Oh, is that the one that's in the loft?
Yeah, that's got the... But then I got it on eBay, like in the early days of eBay, so it's, 20 years old that I've had it. Got it, opened the box, raised panel details, put it back in the box. It's
right, yeah, one of those. Yeah,
raised, moulded in Aztec paneling. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's one of those.
I think that's the kit I've owned for the longest.
Yeah, I had the 124 Fury, but that's built now, so that was quite an old one that I had laying around for years, but.
Actually, I've just had a thought. I may have misadvised you on my oldest unfinished kit.
Oh, cool.
I still got it here. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. It's actually under my desk. Yeah. If I can find it. Yeah. I can't get it out of the box because it's got my address on it. When was this sent to me? This was sent to me in January 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And it is from Federation Models in the US, who don't exist anymore. It is the USS Reliant in resin.
Oh, right, yeah.
That I got in 2002 and then never did anything with. And then for some reason started painting it in 2007. But didn't know what I was doing. I was brush painting it with Tamiya paints, and that's why it looks like this.
Yeah.
Terrible. I never got past the basing in the colours. And then it was all actually glued together, but then it was in the loft for a bit, and all the bits just fell off because I obviously used really crap super glue. And it was in a damp loft.
Yeah, you're like,
So
why did I use that?
Well, looking back at it now, I'm like, why did I do that? So that is the oldest unfinished model. And it's got these beautiful decals for all the stuff. But I just never got around to finishing it.
We go through stages like that, though, don't we, with a kit where, like you say, you start it and then you're just like, I can't be bothered with it now.
I mean, now that I've done some Forge World kits and resin and stuff, I could probably have a better crack at this.
Yeah.
It's not the most perfect moulding in the world. There's some, lumpy details and stuff. And it's not exactly beautifully crispy moulded. I wouldn't know how to fix it, but it is my favourite Starship.
So, give it a go. See if you can rekindle your love affair with it.
Well, the thing is, I'd need to somehow figure out how to pin the nacelles on, and that's like, I'm a simpleton. I can't do such things.
Magnets, no.
But I was painting this with like Tamiya paints and crappy brushes.
Yeah. The good old days.
Yeah, and you can see there where the paint's just coming off because it wasn't
simple
even primed.
Days. Oh, you didn't prime it?
No, again, this was before I got back into this was the weird thing. It was like before I got back into the hobby.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I just had gone through a breakup and I was in a foul mood and I just decided to stop painting it. Is
that going to be a debt old job then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you can see it's been stored somewhere because that's Tamiya medium blue.
Yeah.
And that slide's a bit dirtier because it's been up like that. So I might get that back out and have a go of it. It's got some beautiful decals.
Well, this is it. I mean, I've got a couple of kits that I built in the early 90s that I want to rework. So it's, it is going to be, this is how I did it back then before I got back into the hobby. And it's just going to be nice to revisit them and use your new techniques on them. So I've got a few of those. Almost like tabletop trauma. And I have got an eBay rescue as well that I bought. It's a Warhammer tank, and it is, it's a bad eBay rescue. But yeah, one of those pro-painted jobs,
Oh, yeah, like the one I got.
Yeah, so, I'd forgotten that I had it. And it was only when I was having my recent jig around. And I'm like, what is in that box? And I was like, there it is. So... yeah, it's on the list now of things that are going to get a bit of a rework. So
Sprue and Glue says, "Oh wow, Reliant, yeah, my favourite shit." The thing that puts me off doing it though, is I have no idea how I'd do the Aztec panelling on something that small. I don't even think you could.
Would you brush paint it?
No, because it's lots of little squares and rectangles, and it's so tiny. You couldn't brush paint Aztec panelling on that. If you make the big like plastic kits, you can get vinyl kits to do that. But I don't think there's a way to feasibly paint something that small with the actual Aztec panelling. Now, interestingly, you'll have noticed that I painted it blue, eggshell blue, because there was a photograph of the Reliant studio model in a Star Trek Encyclopedia, I think it was, or The Art of Star Trek, that showed it from above, and it was actually blue, not grey, like you see on the screen.
Yeah, it's what a lot of people don't realise with the studio models, isn't it?
Well, I don't actually know what colour the studio model was, because there's no colour photograph apart from that one. Everything else is black and white. Everybody paints it white or off-white, like the Enterprise. Yeah. And to me, that just doesn't look quite right. And the only time you ever see the Reliant in colour is when it was the making of Deep Space Nine, and they were showing the Saratoga being blown up, and they had the Reliant there. Yeah. Because they modified it to be the Saratoga. And I can't remember, but that was like a grey colour. It was a totally different ship. So I have no idea what colour the Reliant actually was supposed to be. But I quite like that of it being sort of eggshell blue. Yeah. In the same way that the runabouts in Deep Space Nine, the filming model is all different shades of whites and greys. On screen, it's grey, but when you see them coming out of the runabout, and you see like the hull on the end of the airlock, it's like eggshell blue. Yeah. So I quite like eggshell blue. So when I do my runabout, that'll be eggshell blue.
Sure, model. Paint it how you want.
Yeah. I'll base it literally on the standing set in the studio. Yeah. Rather than the filming model. I've got pictures, but again, there's not many pictures of the runabout. There's like 3 pictures from an auction website.
This is where research pictures come into it. I know we've said it many a time, but you know, take some photos, Google it, have a look online. You'll always find some pictures for reference, and it does make a difference to your build.
That is the tricky thing with Star Trek stuff, though. For a lot of them, there's just not much at all.
No.
I say the runabout, there's like 3 or 4 photographs I've got, and they were literally of the runabout model sat on someone's desk at Paramount when it was being made, and that was from an auction website when it was being sold off at some Christie's auction. The actual filming model. Somebody somewhere has got the studio model of that.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Oh, yeah. They'll be holding on to that bad boy, won't they? Because, why not?
Somebody somewhere's got the Enterprise E from the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because they sold them all.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Graphite penciling, bolt heads and panel edges, because why not?
Lovely. Yeah, a lot of the studio models just got sold off. Auctioned off.
Someone's got a good little nest egg there, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. They had the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas. Yeah. And when you walk in, I never went, but when you walk in the lobby, there's like a massive, I think it was like 12-foot diameter, Enterprise D, but with like a 12 or 16-foot diameter saucer on it.
Oh, right.
Huge. Yeah. It was all fiberglass. And that got broken up when they took it all away and it went down. I think they broke it up a little bit and sold that.
Oh, right,
It's like, why would you break it up? Just somebody will pay you for it. Oh.
Yeah.
So somebody somewhere, and I saw photographs of like a warehouse, and there's these guys stood there, and there's like, they stood next to it, and the cell phone is like 18 feet long or something. It's like, good God. Why did they break it up?
Yeah, it does make you wonder, doesn't it, some of the decisions that get made. But I suppose, their philosophy is we filmed it, we don't need it, someone will buy it, let them have it.
Yep. I know that when they recreated the Enterprise D bridge on Picard, the latest season of Picard, if I remember rightly reading it, they had to use a lot of reference material from the originals, from the series, because obviously, set design documents and stuff.
Yeah.
They said, but I remember reading one thing, and they said what we actually did was when they finished filming The Next Generation, they just broke the set up and threw it out the back of the studio lot to get thrown away.
Yeah.
It's just like any other TV set. You just break it up and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because the studio's been used for something else. And he said, but there were people who actually came along and scavenged stuff from the dumpsters. Yeah. So there were people, and they said nobody really cared. It's like it's just wood and stuff.
Yeah.
He said, so if I remember right, we had to reach out to people and find people who actually managed to save and recover chunks of the old Enterprise D bridge set, and say, can we come and have a look and take like swatches and paint colours and stuff, please, because we need to know.
It's brilliant, though, isn't it? Because, like I say, one man's junk is another man's gold, isn't it? It's
Or as he says in Skyrim, some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Yeah. You'll see that when you play Skyrim eventually. You'll meet Bellathor. You'll like Bellathor.
Oh, bad. I'm just trying to catch up on all me filming because it's been a bit of a scabby year this year, and yeah,
it has been a year of scabbiness.
I want to try and get
indeed confirmed
all my content rolling again because and then I can reward myself with a bit of Xbox. Yeah, my priority at the moment is getting some videos out.
Videos. Oh, I should have gone to make my wall for brew about an hour ago.
How are we doing for time there?
10 to 11, should we?
Kill at 11, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go make my wall for brew.
And then we can let you all get on with your evening. So, it's a nice couple of hours, isn't it? Done.
Yeah.
So, we'll finish.
I got completely carried away talking and painting.
Yeah, so someone asked Foxx a question, and I did say at the time, be prepared.
Yep. She's been sat down there now for a couple of hours without a fresh brew. Bless her.
Be careful what you wish for. Even Mama Fox doesn't ask him about chipping, folks.
No.
You're happy, that's the key. So, it's just the little things on this. And then, like I say, I can put it to one side and just better because I want to get the tracks done. But yeah, and I've got the dudes to finish. I started them last week. They've got their base colours down.
All right.
But I need to do them under the microscope, so it's not going to be
underneath the microscope.
It's not going to be very much fun live doing that because you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Unless, of course, I stream it out by capturing the screen. But yeah. Okay, bit of. Let's go. My last couple of dots. And then I think
Dot was my auntie's name.
Was it? I had Marge, Winnie, Edie.
Yeah, we names like Winnie
still
and Edie.
Yeah, Winnie's still going strong, bless her.
That's how we know that your mum and her sisters are a terror.
Oh, yeah.
One of them's called Winnie and one's called Edie. Yeah, you don't want to let them out in public, ever. No, I couldn't stand my aunt. Didn't like her at all. She was obsequious and
Mine are just mad.
Yeah.
Funny. They just got that mischievous side. I think that's where I get it from, me mum's side. You have the devilment, and yeah. Me mum's the same. When she's got the mischief, she's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, the kind of person that when you get to like in their 80s, they're going to be an absolute terror because they're like, I'm 80 now, I can do anything I want.
Oh yeah, it's the first thing she says. I'm 83, It's like, she's bored. You can do about me. She'll be in mischief mode in a minute.
Yeah. I've just spent 2 hours just chipping the turret and I've not even finished it yet.
It's like when Mum and Win got arrested I said to the coppers, what have they had to say for themselves? He said, well, all your mum has said is I'm 83, What?
Yeah, and you're like, don't believe that she's not with it because she knows what she's doing.
So just leave them in there for a few hours and let them calm down. Are you sure? Yeah, they're your problem, not mine. Then what do I do with them? I said, ring this number and he'll come and get them.
I'm a long way away, so...
Yeah, I said, I said, good luck with that, mate. He said, is she always this bad? And I went, oh yes.
They'd probably actually find it like a... I would guess probably the coppers would probably find it like a bit of a welcome comic relief, if nothing else, because they know nothing. They know nothing's going to come of it, and they can just kind of like have a bit of fun with it.
Winnie's nearly 90, bless her. But the pair of them, they're proper right pair of bints when they get going, and it is funny because they goad each other on. Here, Win, you hear what he just? Yeah, I'm not having that. Oh yeah, and that's it. They're off then. And you just sit there and you're like, oh, God, yeah.
Can you imagine if that had happened and at that time they'd had one of those, like, BBC police type things being filmed, where they go around with the police at that station at the time?
Yeah, police camera action or whatever.
Because then they'd be like that episode that everyone remembers.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they arrested those little old ladies? Oh, yeah, oh, God. You'd be like, that's my mum.
Oh, yes.
Right, I'm just going to go and get myself some warm water so I can clean my brush.
It's just the way she kept saying it. They got a damn cheek, she says. I said, of course they have, Mum. Oh, my God.
My cables have got stuck. I shall be back in 2 seconds, mate. Some warm water.
No worries.
Yeah, see, my feet have gone to sleep.
Matt B saying hello to Jeff. Jeff Light says Wargames group tomorrow evening. They're not much until the weekend. Then it's MotoGP and he's starting the Dodge Viper. Yeah, is it Mandalika this week, MotoGP, isn't it? And see, Marquez is finally quit Honda. Has he done an announce yet regarding Grassini, or is it still not official? Even though it's the worst kept secret. I think he'll only stay a year and then he'll go to KTM branded as MV Augusta. Just my thinking. So, yeah. There you go. He's back, folks.
Right, I shall clean this brush off.
We've got
I'll probably actually get on with a lot more of this chipping off camera over the next few days, I think, if I get a chance.
How many weeks has he been saying that, folks?
I know, but then other things come along that stop me actually getting anything done.
I know. That, my friend, Pete, mate, is called real life.
Yeah, blame Pete, mate. James, mate.
Yeah, it's Pete's fault. Is James, mate, still on holiday?
Well, he wasn't on Skype today, so I assume he's not back today.
So that leaves me just the dudes and the tracks.
Dudes.
And then I can put dust and detritus because I've got some sterling mud and stuff to go on there yet. So, yeah. All in all, though, I'm not unhappy with it. So
it's like a mint, dude. You want to go full screen and give us the guided tour? Because you're going to be off for off that
two secs, mate. I'll just put in bank.
Yep.
In rack, he says. Oh, I'll go all northern then.
Did you go all northern then?
I did, didn't I?
Right, lad.
I'll just put this in rack.
Do you like that? Do you like that?
There you go. Let's bring that right in, folks.
Now, you see, in Industrial Revolution, with the chimneys and that in the factories.
Do you think that's looking a bit knackered, mate?
I think that's looking positively 1980s economy, that is.
Yeah. So you got your streaking and rust and detritus. It's got a little bit more chipping to do just on these stripes, just to knock them back a little bit. Ignore the tracks and the wheels. They're only base coated at the moment. The ladder's got some more rust to do on the barrels and some washes on there. Started me shrine, putting bases down on there and doing a bit on the lenses. Purity seals are base painted. And then it's the same on this side. A bit of streaking.
That's the challenging thing with gold, isn't it? Gold doesn't tarnish; it just gets dirty. So it's
it just gets dirty. So it's just like loads of different Reichland flesh shade, Agrax earth shade, that sort of thing. Same on this side there, rust, detritus, and just general leaching of the rust into the paint.
Leech.
Done a little bit of graphite on a few edges. Same on the top there. Walter's pulled in a few corners and the rust and that has started. Bit streaking down the front there and on the leading edges. But it's just me tracks to sort out now. I'm painting me those. And then I need to just get the bottom then a bit better than it currently is with mud splatter and things like that. But that's the stage I want to get to, is get all of this satin varnished. Then I can drop the turret off and then stand this upside down and have it on the bench for a good week where I can do all the tracks without having, you know, laying it down anywhere. And yeah. So that's where I'm at on that. Hopefully you see what my vision was. So
Looking awesome, dude.
So that's what I've done. I'll come off the bigly screen. Do you want to go bigly screen, dude?
There's not really much to show.
Too late. You're on the bigly screen. Tough.
Yeah, not really much to show. I've just been doing the brown inner chipping and it's coming along slowly. I've kind of fettled with that chip on the side there a bit. It's looking a bit... I'm not happy with it, but it'll be fine once I've put all the other stuff on top. It'll just blend away. So
yeah,
I've almost finished that. You get the idea now with the chips with the light coloured halos rather than like that.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it, mate? Like you say, it's for the viewers' info because, you know, they might not know out. Some of them might not know.
Yeah, so I've still got to do that bit, finish doing the turret, and then there's just the whole rest of the tank to do. So that's 2 hours work. That was good, wasn't it?
Sorry, mate, I was just having a swig of drink there,
that's
guys.
Right. Yeah, so it's a very slow... I thought it would be faster than doing with the chips, but it's actually a lot slower. So, hooray!
Yeah. What's your plans then once your chipping's done?
Chipping is done, then it is... we've got some streaking grimes to do.
Yes.
And rust effects, which I can do on one stream maybe. Then once those are done, I've got to get me track... Oh, well, actually, no, sorry, that's absolute rubbish. After I've done the chipping, I've got to paint all the stuff that's not just tank colour. Like, all the stuff that isn't just the camouflage colour that wouldn't, like, you know, the gun barrels and the stubber, and all the other things that aren't just painted camouflage, wooden handles on pickaxes. It's all that I've got to paint all the details and stuff.
Yeah, all your lipstick and mascara. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got all the stuff. Once that's done, I can do all the painting details and then I can start the weathering. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, not long now,
so
then.
Many things. Yeah. Oh, months to go yet.
Yeah, there you go.
You see why I like doing Baneblades? Because it just takes me away for months.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that's the Baneblade done on my side. Well, not finished, but done for now, because next week I'm launching the 1/16th tank. Keep an eye out and ring the bell, folks, because all going well, I might snag the Monday 9 p.m. slot and do a solo launch of it. So we'll keep an eye out. I've got a couple of bits more artwork to do. And then I've got to try and figure out how to shoe on it on this bench because it's a bit of a beast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to start that next week. So I'll be working on this in the background, but I just need to have a pause from it for the viewers' benefit as well because it has been going on a little while.
To be fair, though, a lot of the stuff you need to do now is the kind of stuff where it takes 5 minutes to paint and 24 hours to dry.
This is the thing. On a stream, like he's just said, it's 5 minutes work, and then you got to allow it 24 hours to dry.
Yeah. So when I do my tracks, I might have to do them. I can do them on screen, but then it'll be an hour and a half of not doing anything. So
exactly. That's why I'm going to do the rest of it off air now because I'll film it. Don't get me wrong, and just do a little time lapse update. And then when Foxx is finished, I'll then bring it back out on the bench just to show you the final result. So
just very quickly, John Christmas says, out celebrating my 56th birthday on Friday the 13th with beer and curry with good friends. So happy birthday in advance, John Christmas.
Happy birthday, John. Same age as me, mate. A good year was 67, mate. There you go. Silly o'clock start, says Jeff, regarding the next MotoGP race. Yeah, but I'll still be up, mate. So on that note, folks, we're going to love and leave you and let you get on with the rest of your night. Many thanks for joining us too. It's always a pleasure. don't forget, ring the bell, keep an eye out for Monday because I'll be doing the 16th tank, and then next Wednesday I'll be carrying that on this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Fox will next see you for a frolic this Friday over on my channel,
Exactly.
folks. So pop and join us then.
Yes, I'll be doing more chipping.
This week on the Friday frolic, I am starting the 1/8 scale Jaguar E-Type build.
Ooh.
It's going to be a build that I'm going to be doing in the background probably for about 6 months or so. So I'll launch that this Friday, and then I shall be bringing it back once a month for the Friday show and doing a bit of work on screen on it and that. But it's a big old build. It's going to have lots of details, so I'll be bringing it in once a month on air.
Yep.
So look out for that. And then Sunday at the bench with me and the rest of the gang on Sunday on my channel. So busy times.
Yeah.
Have you got any more videos coming up on eModels, Fox? I've got some god-hand stuff to film.
No time at the bench.
Yeah, that I'm going to be doing, so keep an eye out for them. There'll be some more content going up on the range of stuff there. So there you go, folks. So until then, we'll love and leave you, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep.
Stay safe, everybody. Bye.
Adios, amigos.